Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to my channel. Today we are canning asparagus. I found this on sale at Winco for 99 cents a pound. So I grabbed 8 bushels. I ended up paying like $9.50 I think for all 8. And we're gonna can this up and I'm gonna show you how. So let's do this. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do, I am using 1.5 pint jars. So these are the ones that are a little longer. I only have a couple of these, so we'll see how many we can get in here. And then asparagus wise, so you're just going to kind of measure. That's what I'm going to do. These are mostly all the same length, so I'm going to go this way. You want about 1 inch head space, like so. So I'm going to cut about right here, and then match them up, and then cut the same this way. Okay, and then these, if they break off, then the woodsy part that snapped off at the end is not good. This is too tough and will not be good. But this is still good, and we can do like asparagus pieces. So I'm going to keep this in a separate bowl. So I got my watermelon scrap bowl for all ends that are kind of like this. So those will go out to the goats. But then, like this one won't break. Oh, well, if you force it, it'll break. So we're just going to do this for the little pieces here, and you could not even, if you don't want to do all this work, you don't have to, but I like to try and get as much out of my money as possible. That's good. And now we're going to put these in here. I'm going to do like half of the tops, and then I'll do half of the stems to kind of, each one's going to have a good variety. Now you can make these super pretty and put like all the top ones on the outside, but these are just for me. I'm just gonna take it, shove the asparagus in there, because these do shrink down. They get really soft. So you want to pack them in there. Just about like so. Same thing with this one. So it looks like about 1 bushel will go into about 2 jars, 2.5 jars. So I'm just going to keep filling this up. Oh, I do have some of my jars in the water here, hot water, just getting sterilized. And then I got my canner going here with 3 quarts of water in it that I'm just going to start simmering. And then let's get these canned up and I'll show you what we do from there. Alright, that's all the asparagus. I got one of like mixed pieces, and then some of these had some space on top, so I put some of the little mixed pieces on top of them too. And then we are going to go from here. Now the next part, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt per jar. This is totally optional. You do not have to add salt if you don't want to. I feel like it really helps infuse whatever you're canning with flavor. So I'm doing it. And now we're going to add our hot boiling water just to a 1 inch headspace. Now we're going to debubble these. I just have a citrus peeler that I use. These are packed in there pretty tight, but you just want to see if you can wiggle around there and get any extra air bubbles out. Pieces one had quite a bit. And then top off with any extra water if you need to. Alright, and then as normal with every canning, you want to wipe the rim with vinegar. Make sure you get a nice good seal. And now we put on our lids. Just fingertip tight. There you go. And these are going in the canner. So you want to learn how to can asparagus, eh? Well, you came to the right channel, eh? Make sure you subscribe, like this video, so you can keep seeing more canning. Alright, let's get back to the asparagus. Alright, I'm just going to do the pints first because my half pints, they don't all fit in there, so I'm going to do 2 separate batches. So if we're just doing pints, these are going to go for 30 minutes pressure canned. I'm going to be doing 15 pounds of pressure because that is my elevation. You need to figure out what type of elevation you're at so you can figure out how many pounds of pressure you need to use. Turn the lid on, crank the heat up, and then we're going to wait for a bunch of steam to come out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and get my second canner going and put the pints and a half in here. Now the pints we're doing 30 minutes, quarts you would do 40 minutes. So since these are pints and a half, I'm just gonna go ahead and do 40 minutes just to make sure that they're all done. Now as you can see, I reuse my lids, especially the ones like this is ketchup, so all I did was water bath this lid and it was new when I did it. I reuse them. Now the USDA does not suggest that you reuse your lids, so that is a total preference. Be careful if you do because they could not seal. I've never had a problem with that. I like to reuse them just to save myself some money. I feel like it's fine, but that is my personal preference. You guys do whatever you feel comfortable with. If you don't feel comfortable reusing lids, then get new lids out and do all new lids for these. That's totally your call. This is just what I'm doing, but you do you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So let's get the lid on this and we'll get her going. All right, you see how this is venting? See all that steam? Steady steam. So we're gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. And then that's when we're gonna put on our weight. Our 10-minute timer is up for our pints. So we're going to take our weight and you just slide it right over there. And then as soon as this starts rocking, we'll set our 40-minute timer. Now this one over here, you can see the steam starting to come out of it. So I'm going to set a 10-minute timer for this one. And then once that starts venting for 10 minutes, then we'll put the weight on it. Alright guys, she's a rockin'. So we're going to set a 30-minute timer. And I'm also going to turn the stove down just a little bit. Like you want it to get up to that pressure, but then you don't want it to be going this fast all the time. So I'm going to turn it down to a 7 and just kind of watch it. And this one still has 2 minutes, and then I'll put the weight on it and do this one for 40 minutes. And I'll bring you back when it's all done. There's our timer. So we're gonna turn off our pints. This one's still got 30 minutes, so we're just gonna leave that be. All right guys, as you can see, this is down to 0 pressure. The pin is down, so I'm just gonna remove the weight. The pin is down, I'm gonna remove the weight. And then all I'm gonna do at this point is just crack them. And then we'll let this sit till it's completely cool. And then I'll pull them out and show you what we got. It is the next morning. All of our asparagus is cooled. They've been resting for 24 hours. From here, you're going to take the rings off. Well, not that one. If they're stuck like that, you can just run them under some hot water and they'll come off pretty easily. And then we are going to label this, or wash it, label it, and stick it on our shelf. I want to do some quick math for you guys just to show you how much money you can save by canning your own food. So I have a can of asparagus cut spears here. This is just kind of like the one that's all chopped up in pieces. It's nothing really special. If you were to buy this from Walmart right now, the cost is $1.78 for one of these cans. And this says 14.5 ounces, but it says drained, it's 8 ounces. So this is only half a pound of asparagus in here. If you were to buy one like this, that's the spears, it's $2.98 at the store. Remember, I paid $9 for all of this asparagus. It was about 8 bushels, 99 cents a pound, so I paid $9 for it. If you were to buy, I got 6 pints, and I got like 6 pint and a halves. Math-wise, for these 6 pints alone, it would have been $10.68, which is already more than what I paid for the fresh asparagus. And then for the bigger one, the pint and a halves, it would have been $17.88 for 6 cans of these. That is a total of $28.56 I would have paid at the store for canned asparagus. You don't know how old it is. You don't know how fresh the asparagus was. It's mostly water. And so it's a total of $19.56 I saved by canning my own asparagus. You know how fresh this is, and you know where it came from. And that's what canning your own food is all about. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mama Baird, and I'll catch you next time.
Asparagus, you say you want to can some asparagus, you say? Well, I got what I got to tell you, you say. Can some asparagus.